Okay, in our previous tutorial, we created our homepage and we added some text to it. We added a hyperlink to a different page, and we added a picture with a caption, and also looked at alternate text. In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at our widgets over here. All right, so let's go back to our back end, go to Appearance and Widgets. This is another thing that every theme does differently. Some basic themes may only have one or two widget areas. Some may have larger widget areas. Some may have footer areas. Um, this one has several. I'm not going to go into detail about what each one does because, to be perfectly honest, I'm not exactly sure. But within each theme, it's got different widget areas. Okay, we see a home widget 3, displays on homepage. Now, you may have to dig into the documentation of each theme to find out exactly where it goes, but typically a main sidebar is going to be the default widget, and that's what we see right here. And if you look, you're going to see that we have a search tool, recent posts, recent comments, archives, categories, and meta. And if you come here, you'll see that those are the boxes that show up here. Now, widgets also differentiate in appearance based on the type of theme that you've chosen. This has got kind of a slight border on it, a darker gray border, and a lighter gray background. So let's come in here and let's get rid of recent posts because we really don't have any posts. Get rid of recent comments. I generally don't like to have those on there unless it was a site that was more geared toward being a blog. Archives is basically a monthly listing of all of your blog articles. Categories are your blog categories. Meta is the login that you see down here. I generally like to get away from that and get rid of that because even though this is developed in WordPress, we don't want to scream to everybody, hey, this is developed in WordPress. And this is something that is specifically WordPress. So let's get rid of that. And notice that I'm getting rid of them by just simply dragging them outside of there. All right. Search, we will leave the search. And let's see, what else do we want to put in there? Maybe pages as an example. So I'm going to put pages in there, just drag it in. And I'm going to put the word sample. And if we come back in here and refresh this, you're going to see that those other areas are gone, but the two that I've left in there, the search tool and the pages are right there. Now, I'm not saying you need to put pages there. I'm just showing you how they work. Okay. In fact, I generally don't like that because that's the whole purpose of the menu right up here for our pages. But what I wanted to point out is that the widgets are great because it allows you to have a main content area and then maybe something over to the right. If you wanted to have just certain information, if you wanted to have Facebook widgets, if you wanted to have just text, maybe advertising a special or a sale, you can insert images there. Okay. Now this is the one area where you have to know HTML code if you want to do certain things. So I'm going to grab the text, drag it in here. This is basically just an area where you can place any text that you want. Now notice I put that on 2 lines. If I save that, I'm actually going to put sample text area. I'm going to save it again. I'm going to come back and refresh this. You'll notice it says sample text area. Even though I hit enter right there, the second line of text is not wrapping, it's not breaking to the second line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to automatically add paragraphs. Basically what that does is when I hit enter, it will automatically add paragraphs. Come back and refresh that now, and you'll see that there it is. Okay. Now, if you don't like the color of it or the size of this, that's when you're going to either A, choose a more elaborate advanced theme that you'll probably have to pay for that gives you some quick and easy options to reformat a lot of these areas, or you'll have to dig into the style sheet which controls the colors, fonts, general layout, margins, padding, that kind of thing, in which you really need to understand web design and some web development for that. But anyway, so let's come back into widgets. Now, like I said, every theme is going to have access to widgets, but some themes are going to have extra widgets. Pretty much anyone's going to have a main sidebar or a main widget or something like that. All right. Depending on the theme that you choose, some themes may allow you to create unlimited sidebar widgets, and I really like those. All right. So we've got that saved. We come back in. Now the one thing that I will show you is if you wanted to insert a picture in here, you'll notice there's no tool to insert a picture. To be able to insert a picture, you've really got to use HTML code. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes. If you choose to try it, you can put HTML code right over here. Um, Now, there are two ways that you can do it. One, either learn HTML code, which is what I do. I know HTML code very well, so I can come right in here and just type in the code that I need. Or if you don't want to do that, what you can do is come into one of your pages. I'm going to go and I'm going to edit my home page, for example. Let's say I wanted to put this picture right in the widget. What I would do, I'm going to delete all this. I'm just going to delete everything so it's a blank page so it's not as confusing. I'm going to add media. I'm going to insert this picture, insert it into the page. There it is. Now I'm going to go into text view. Now you see here is the there's the HTML code that it generated. I forgot to remove the hyperlink, so put a hyperlink on there. Here's the HTML code that it generated. I'm going to copy this, Control C, or you can right click and copy. Either way does the same thing. So basically you can come into a page, insert the picture, go into HTML of your text view, and then copy the code, and then go back into your appearance. I'm going to leave this page. I don't want to save those changes. I'm going to go into my widgets, and on the sample text area, I'm going to put in that code. So what should happen is it should insert that picture on the right hand side. There you go. So there it is. Okay. Go ahead and get rid of that because I really don't need it. So you can put hyperlinks, you can put lists, you can insert images, you can have images that link to other things just by simply highlighting the image and putting a link on that image instead of on text. So you have a lot of options there with your widgets. Okay, so what we have done through the course of these, I believe, 6 tutorials is we've learned how to build a WordPress site, install a theme, create your logo or your banner area, insert your navigation bar, make basic changes to the design, insert pages, work with our widgets, and then work with menus. So this is a pretty good introduction to building websites with WordPress. If you find that you have any questions or you need any help with it, please feel free to give us a call or contact us on our contact form. That's usually the easiest. I'd be more than glad to help you out, give you kind of suggestions, ideas. If there are things that you want to do that aren't as that you don't have time to do, or you find that you're not able to be as efficient or as good as you'd like to, that's exactly what we're here for. So please feel free to give us a call. With that, good luck and see what you can do.